Hey everybody, this is Stephen Daniel. I mentioned a few weeks ago on my LinkedIn that I was about to post my first bracket that might ever have a chance of winning, and guess what? I came in third place and won $20 worth of pizza at a local Kansas City pizza joint called Minsky's. I'm the HR and recruiting manager here at Evolytics, and the team here at Evolytics, they're really smart people, and they created a machine learning algorithm that made predictions of who would win the NCAA brackets. And so I used that to create my bracket, and I wanted to show you an interview that I did with our Associate Director of Testing and Predictive Analytics. She actually helped develop this tool, and just wanted to give you a chance to check it out.
So tell us a little bit about the Minsky's Bracket Challenge.
Yeah, so I was checking out a local pizza chain called Minsky's Pizza, and I noticed that they were doing a challenge, a bracket challenge internally, and the winner would get $1,000 of free pizza.
That's a lot of free pizza.
That's a lot of pizza, and it would last me a while, I think. So
like a month. Like I feel like
yeah,
like you have like second lunch and stuff.
It's true. I can put away some pizza.
So how heavily did you have to rely on the basketball predictor to win this bracket challenge?
Quite heavily.
Okay.
I enjoy the idea of sports and doing sports things, but as far as following sports teams, I don't. And so I used the model for every single guess. I had to, as you see, guess. Every single guess, I used the model to help me make a choice.
So you actually had a really interesting contribution to this project. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool project, and I wish that I could, be a part of producing something, but I'm the HR guy, and so I don't do all of the data magic that you guys do. However, I did find that the tool didn't have a name. And so I thought, hey, this could be a way I could really help and come up with a name.
Well, and we wanted it to have a name, right? Because we wanted it to enter bracket challenges, not
That's
as
right.
the College Basketball Predictor. So we wanted to give it kind of like a human name.
Yeah, it needed a good name. And so, there's all these other kind of tools out there that have names. And so why shouldn't ours have a name? And so I started asking, well, how could we name it? What are some of the names of the tools that were used to build this predictor? And I was told a lot of words that I didn't understand, but they were gradient boost, logistic regression, ELO, and neural net. And so I took those letters and made an acronym, GLEN, and it seemed to stick.
So will you use Glenn next year for
Absolutely.
your basketball? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I think over the next year, Glenn will get smarter, because that's the plans I believe the team has for Glenn.
It is, yeah. We have a lot of things in the backlog.
Mm-hmm. Well, what inspired you to build Glenn?
I don't think I can actually take credit for the inspiration of Glenn. That credit, I think, would go to one of the new developers on the team. He has interests and aspirations around machine learning and artificial intelligence, and he was looking at Kaggle competitions and noticed the NCAA competition. And while we chose not to participate this year, we really wanted to be able to branch out and do something maybe more unique, above and beyond exactly what Kaggle wanted. And we really rarely here get to share anything that we do, right? Because we're doing it for clients, and we obviously would never share client data. And so what Glenn allowed us to do is build something cool that we can actually show our clients and let them see under the hood, right? They can actually touch it, test it, play with it. They get to see all of it that we built. And so it was definitely an interesting project that evolved over the course of time from someone saying hey, this could be cool, into okay, well, how can we use this? How will this benefit the company and everyone here?
So what was your contribution to the Glenn project?
So I think that's something that I struggle with, right, as I transition into leadership, is that I didn't do any of the coding or any of the hard analysis work on this. And I would ask the team, what do you guys need? How can I support you? And they had it, right? They wrote all the Python, they had all the machine learning, they had statisticians, what was my help going to be? And so very much I really just did the marketing, kind of the admin work, making sure that the project moved forward, that everyone had the resources they needed, and making sure that the world at large knew that Glenn existed and they could use it.
So was there actually like an official Glenn team in the company, or where did all the people come from?
Well, as you know, I like to say we hire unicorns. So the people came from all parts of the company, and I think what's really special about Glenn is that there was no assigned team. The Predictive Analytics team meets every Thursday at 9 a.m. and it's sort of an open company meeting that everyone can come to. Now it does have sort of the regular players, right? But people were just working on Glenn like after their normal client work, and we had developers, statisticians, data engineers, marketing analysts, Tableau specialists, like everyone, HR managers, the CEO himself, everyone worked on Glenn.
That's cool. So people just they were interested, so they jumped in and participated on the project.
Everyone was welcome. It was really cool to see how excited the team got to build this.
Okay. So how often do these kind of projects happen?
This type of project I think was special, and it doesn't happen incredibly often that we had this super collective team effort, and we thought about it in kind of December, January timeframe, and so to have it ready for March was a huge push and actually a lot of effort. But projects such as this for clients do come up fairly often.
Okay. And so what kind of, I know this wasn't a client project, but how does this kind of work benefit clients?
That's a great question. So starting with that idea, right, the alignment around what we were doing, it's incredibly important for clients when they're doing projects such as this, getting that idea of what are we trying to accomplish and what is MVP? I know that the team probably got tired of me talking about, is this the minimum viable product, or is this your dream of making it great? And we're lucky to land somewhere in the middle, but it's really important for companies as they're going through sprints to figure out, like, how do we take all these steps forward? Additionally, we didn't just use the Kaggle data that was available to us. We went throughout the web to collect trustworthy, reliable sports data, right? So that we had these like great, clean models that were maybe more interesting or more advanced than what other people were able to create. And so that clean data collection is another huge part of it. And then transforming that data, again, our data engineering team worked magic to get all that to happen. The novel part, right, the interesting part that everyone wants to talk about is the machine learning and the artificial intelligence of it. And what made our model different is that we automated it and we deployed it, and enterprises need that if they're ever going to scale any of their data science models. So it's fairly easy to come up with a model and show someone and gain learnings from that, right? You can get behavioral learnings from things, but ours was automated, so that people would play games at night, and then in the morning our ELO predictions would update, right? And so the idea of automating the data collection, deploying a model through an AWS pipeline to where you had new, fresh, clean predictions in the morning, that's really companies need if they're going to scale this type of analysis.
Okay.